The Snake and the Foolish Disciple. Once, a teacher had many disciples. Among them was a foolish disciple. The teacher thought, every being can learn. I am sure I can make this disciple a learned man. One day, the teacher saw a snake and said to the foolish disciple, "Look, this snake looks like a long rope." The teacher made this comparison to show the length of the snake. The foolish disciple kept quiet. One day, the teacher asked the foolish disciple to get him a long rope. The foolish disciple came back after a couple of hours. He handed out a snake to his teacher. The teacher was working, so he took the snake without looking. But he immediately realized that it was not a rope. He was shocked to see the snake and immediately threw it away. He screamed, "Just because I told you that a snake looks like a rope, you brought a snake instead of a rope. Alas, you will remain foolish always." The Mischievous Spirit. Once there was a great disciple of Lord Buddha. One night, he was in a deep meditation under a tree. His bald head shone in the bright moonlight. A spirit saw this shining bald head and mischief struck him. He thought, "I will break this monk's concentration by hitting him hard on the head." So it flew down and struck a heavy blow on the monk's head. The blow could have crumbled a mountain, but it did not have any effect on the monk's head. The spirit was surprised. The monk could feel only a mild headache after finishing his meditation. The spirit realized that this was no ordinary monk. It flew down and said to the monk, "Sir, I wish to apologize, for I struck a blow on your head." The monk looked at it and smiled. He forgave the spirit immediately. The Royal Horse. A royal horse was taken to a pool to be washed. Now, just before the arrival of the royal horse, a filthy horse had been washed there. The royal horse sniffed the air and knew that the pool was dirty and stinking. He turned up his nose in disgust and refused to get washed. The grooms complained to the king that the royal house was being stubborn. Now, the king had a minister who understood animals. The king told him to sort out the matter. The king was worried that the horse might be sick. The minister went to the pool. He found the horse perfectly healthy. He saw the unclean pool and guessed everything. Then he told the grooms, "He is a fine horse and loves cleanliness. Take him to a clean place and give him a bath." The minister went to the king and said, "Sir, The horse is absolutely fine. It is indeed a royal horse. The king rewarded the minister. The ascetic who ate the lizard's flesh. Once a great spirit resided in the form of a lizard. An ascetic built his hut where the lizard lived. The lizard, seeing the ascetic, went and paid its respects to the ascetic every day. But this ascetic was a rogue. He loved eating an animal's flesh. His weakness was a lizard's flesh. When he saw the lizard visiting him every day, he decided to catch it and enjoy its flesh. So the next day, the ascetic waited for the lizard. But he was in for a surprise. As soon as the lizard entered the hut, it knew what was going to happen. It immediately turned back and started moving out of the door. The ascetic, in panic, threw his club at the lizard but missed it. The club, in turn, bounced back and hit the ascetic instead. The ascetic was badly wounded.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.